On September 24, 2021, a 17-year-old boy with anxiety and a broken arm will grace the silver screens as Dear Evan Hansen, the 2017 Tony Award-winning musical, makes its transition from the Music Box Theater to Hollywood. However, viewers might notice that even with its high school setting, the lead actor, Ben Platt, despite his newfound perm and stage makeup, appears to have graduated high school quite a bit ago. Almost 10 years, in fact. This dissonance has brought sharp criticism from audience members and reviewers alike. Ben Platt, in full knowledge, understood that he was unfit to reprise the titular role, but did so anyway. Because of his egocentrism and father's production pool, Ben Platt knowingly took part in a film that would have been better off without his participation and should be blamed for this horrible casting decision. Ben Platt tries to justify the necessity of his casting as he explains, "The fact that I created the role and workshopped it for 3 years and did all of the out-of-town performances and originated it on Broadway and received the accolades that I did, and also not really understanding that were I not to do the movie, it probably wouldn't get made." Platt presents the false dilemma that Evan's casting was either going to be him or no one else. This dilemma is entirely reductionist and ignorant of the variety of movie musical adaptations that did not feature the same actors or actresses that originated and won a variety of Tonys for those same respective parts. For instance, Hairspray actors Marissa Jarrett Winokur and Harvey Fierstein and Dick Latessa all took home Tony Awards for their Best Leading Actor, Actress, and Supporting Actor roles respectively. However, none of these actors reprised their roles in the movie adaptation 4 years later. Moreover, every single cast member of the original Broadway production of The Prom was required to re-audition for the Netflix movie adaptation, in which none of them were casted. Historically, time and time again, Broadway production does not, and more often than not, does not necessarily translate to Hollywood production. However, one difference between these adaptations and Dear Evan Hansen is the producer. Mark Platt, yep, Ben's father. Mark Platt was the producer of the original Broadway production and is the producer of this movie adaptation. More so, Mark Platt, a giant in the producer industry, has produced films such as La La Land, Legally Blonde, and Bridge of Spies. What father doesn't want to see his talented son reprise the role that made him uber famous? Especially a father with such a film industry pool as this. In business, this act is considered nepotism, but I guess in the Platt family it can just be construed as showbiz. According to Platt, Dear Evan Hansen wouldn't be Dear Evan Hansen without him. However, this narrow-minded thinking does a disservice to the various Evans that have succeeded Ben and been equally, if not more, successful in their own ways. Dear Evan Hansen is not Ben Platt. These types of comments clearly show that Ben thinks highly of himself to the extent that he thinks poorly of others. Platt has also taken to Twitter numerous times expressing his discontent at critics of the trailer and their ageist comments. He has called them, quote, rando jerks, and encourages them to watch Grease. This tweet has since been deleted, which makes me wonder at the heart posture behind it. Rather than take the moral high road, Platt decides to engage in a distasteful way with viewers in a way that makes one suspicious of inner insecurity. Platt shared in a Vanity Fair interview recently that I think everyone obviously had in their minds that I wasn't going to stay teen adjacent forever. The need to get it done was a little urgent. Then, of course, the pandemic happened, and I kinda assumed that this was that. It would be a no-go, and by the time the pandemic was over, I'd have outgrown it. End quote. Platt himself is certainly aware of his aging and growing inability to accurately portray a high school boy. However, he still desires to do so anyways. Platt is hyper-aware of his fleeting opportunity, or lack thereof, to portray Evan, so rather than bestow the role upon some equally great or greater actor, Platt would rather speed up the production process, sacrificing production quality to see his name in lights once more. He wishes to ride the waves of the Dear Evan Hansen franchise just a little longer, and to don that same blue polo which 6 years later runs a little small in hopes that he might be viewed as 17 for forever.